When it comes to being a first-time homebuyer, there's a 3-year rule you need to be aware of if you want to qualify for all the special first-time homebuyer programs. Now, a lot of the programs in Colorado have removed their first-time homebuyer requirement, but there are still a few programs that are only available to those that qualify as a true first-time homebuyer. The term first-time homebuyer is actually a bit misleading, and that's exactly why I'm covering the 3-year rule today, so you know whether or not you are considered a first-time homebuyer and get all the benefits of being one. So let's get moving. You would think that you can only be a first-time homebuyer one time. A first-time homebuyer is considered anybody that is a fantastic first-time homebuyer benefit.
You want to buy your first home, but maybe you don't have 20% to put down or perfect credit. That's okay. If you're committed to a home purchase, then I'm here to help you do just that, maybe even sooner than you thought possible. My name is Scott Wynn, and I am a licensed mortgage advisor with the Wynn and Egan team at Citywide Home Loans. If you want to buy a home in the next 12 months, then click that subscribe button, and together we'll make it happen.
You would think that you can only be a first-time homebuyer one time, but that's not actually the case. And unfortunately, a lot of potential homebuyers miss out on the benefits of being a first-time homebuyer, thinking that they no longer qualify as a first-time homebuyer. I'll share all those special first-time homebuyer benefits here in a moment, but let's first cover that 3-year rule. Now, as I get started, I'd just like to ask a quick favor. If at any point throughout the video you are learning something or you pick up something that could be valuable to you on your journey to buy your first home, just hit that like button because it helps me reach more people that are considering a first home purchase just like you. See, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and HUD, which sets FHA's rules, all agree that a first-time homebuyer is considered anybody who has not owned a home in the most recent 3 years. And by home, I'm referring to residential real estate. Now, that distinction is important because residential real estate is considered a single-family home, condo, or townhome. What it is not is a mobile home. Now, a mobile home on a permanent foundation where you own both the home and the land is considered a manufactured home and is considered residential real estate. However, if you own a mobile home where you lease the land or it is not attached to a permanent foundation, that is not considered residential real estate. And the reason that is so important is because if that is the situation you are in, you are considered a first-time homebuyer when you purchase residential real estate. But even if you have owned a home, but it's been more than 3 years since you've had ownership interest in that home, you are, once again, considered a first-time homebuyer. And you get all the benefits of being such. So what are those benefits? Well, first of all, we've got that pending $15,000 tax credit that the Biden administration is working on getting passed. Now, if that gets passed, that is going to provide you with a pretty incredible benefit as a first-time homebuyer. But there are way more benefits of being a first-time homebuyer than just this potential $15,000 credit. First, our down payment assistance program, which is probably the most obvious, right? Many first-time homebuyer programs exist to provide those that are looking to purchase their first home with some assistance in order to come up with down payment and even potentially closing costs. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, many of the Colorado programs have removed their first-time homebuyer requirement, but there are still a few that exist. A couple of the down payment assistance programs in Colorado that require you to be a first-time homebuyer include CHFA's First Step program, as well as Colorado Housing Assistance Corporation, or CHAC's statewide down payment assistance program. But there are many others, depending upon where you plan to buy, your level of need, as well as your level of income. But navigating all of these down payment assistance programs in the state of Colorado can actually be a bit overwhelming. So if we can be of assistance to you as you are considering your first home purchase looking for these down payment assistance programs, certainly do not hesitate to reach out to us via text or phone call at 720-608-5533. The next major benefit of being a first-time homebuyer is access to special programs. Now, not necessarily down payment assistance programs, but reduced down payment loan programs. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have a 3% down conventional loan option called Home Ready and Home Possible. However, they do have income limits. If you exceed those income limits, then what do? Well, Fannie Mae, as a first-time homebuyer, has a 3% down conventional loan option available without any income limit. So that could be a good loan option for you as a first-time homebuyer. And last, but certainly not least, is access to mortgage credit certificates, or MCCs. Now, MCCs are a dollar-for-dollar tax credit program for first-time homebuyers to get a certain percentage of the amount of mortgage interest they pay each year. Now, generally, these range somewhere between 20 to 30% and sometimes have a cap on the maximum amount of tax credit you can receive. So as an example, if we were to look at a $300,000 mortgage balance at a 3% interest rate, that would mean that you'd pay about $9,000 in mortgage interest. With a mortgage credit certificate, you would get about $1,800 to $2,000 of that total $9,000 of mortgage interest you paid back when you file your tax return. Now don't confuse this with the typical mortgage interest tax deduction you can take on your taxes. You still get that and you get the mortgage credit certificate benefit as well. As you can imagine, there are a lot of details that go into filing this on your taxes, and so you're going to want to talk to a tax accountant in order to help you with this, but just know that the mortgage credit certificate is a fantastic first-time homebuyer benefit. So there you have it, the first-time homebuyer 3-year rule. Now you know whether or not you can qualify as a first-time homebuyer, maybe even for a second time.